Welcome to the DIVALUTIon, a show to empower, enlighten, and entertain divas and those that love us. And here's your host, Deb St.Hilaire.
Hey, divas, how you doing tonight? Well, it finally snowed here in Michigan. You know, it was inevitable, and yet I hear people complaining about the snow. It just makes me laugh. I am so grateful that it didn't snow until Sunday. Sunday was when we got all the snow, and it was treacherous driving. It was not fun, but it's really pretty. And it is December, almost Christmas. So do you mind the snow?
Not bad, not at all.
No. So we're going to just have a little mini show. It's that time of year where people are busy. We know you're busy. So we're just going to have a tiny little show tonight. And then next week will be our last show of the year.
Yes.
And I'm kind of excited about that. We're going to shut down for a couple days and reformat the network a little bit and clean it up. I have a lot of things I need to clean up on it. And
housekeeping.
Yes. And just come back better and stronger. All the same shows are going to be on. It's just going to be a little more organized. You know, and I'm really excited about the guest that we have on tonight because he's a really cool guy. And I think we've probably known each other in a past life because the first time I saw him, I just knew we would be great friends. He's just fun and nice and very intelligent. He's a good husband to his wife, and that in itself is worth a lot. So welcome, Christopher, to our show.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So what should we call you?
Early for dinner.
Ooh.
No, just kidding. No.
I would never call you late for dinner.
You can just call me Christopher.
Okay. All right, good.
Mm-hmm.
And so how are things going?
Excellent. Great. Yeah. You know, it's been interesting going through the past weekend with the weather the way it's been. You know, it kind of brings out certain energies that you don't normally have on days when you don't have a snowstorm.
Right.
But, yeah, it's been going great. We have our first location, of course, New Beginnings Holistic Center, Lady Greeting Center in Burton, Michigan, which is on the corner of Court Street and Genesee Road. And then this past weekend, in spite of the weather, we had the grand opening of our second location, which is going to be Transformations Holistic Center. It's on the other side of town on Dive Road.
You're cutting out just a little bit. You were fine in the beginning. Did you move? I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
We didn't get your new address. You might want to repeat that. So you didn't, and first I want to make clear that you didn't move. You opened up a second location. The first one is in Burton, Michigan. And where's the second one?
The second one is in Flint Township. It's on Dye Road, almost to the corner of Miller Road. The actual address is 3398 South Dye Road. And there's going to be classes that are going to be held there. We're going to actually have a class schedule. One is Reiki 1 and 2, which will be happening in January. We have a few other things that are going to be going on there. We're going to have a free guided meditation after the first of the year. We're still working on putting our solidified schedule into play yet. You know, we're looking at doing that after the first year, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a bunch of wonderful, interesting things that are going to be going on there.
Excellent. And I got my Reiki certification with you guys down in Burton, and I loved it. And what a wonderful teacher Cassie is. Very empathetic, and I don't know. I just really like her. I'm so glad that I took Reiki from her and not somebody else.
she's a remarkable woman. I've learned more from her than any one person on the face of the earth. I can honestly say that.
That's nice.
And yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would never have come this far if it hadn't been for her and her support and what she's contributed to this. I'm thoroughly grateful. I believe that sometimes you come together in a blend with someone else, and the energy that's created is nothing short of a miracle. And I definitely have to say that my marriage to her has been that.
That's nice. That's nice to hear. And you can tell you guys are so compatible and respect each other so much. That's great. And, you know, she says really good things about you, too.
Yeah. Yeah, she's been a wonderful support and an inspiration to me like I've never seen before. It's just created some just wonderfully magical things in my life. New Beginnings Psychic Reading Center would not even exist today, and we're going on our 5th year.
That's amazing.
For my wife. So
very good. I love that. That's good. So you are a psychic, and tell us a little bit about you, how you found out you were a psychic, when you discovered that talent, and how.
Well, it's kind of interesting. It was an interesting series of synchronistic events that unfolded. Back in 1992, me and a friend were traveling through the bowels of rural Connecticut. It's going to Little New England tour, Little New England road trip. And we got lost and wound up at this bed and breakfast. And down the road from that bed and breakfast was a small candle shop where a woman conducted holistic healings, and she also conducted her form of psychic readings. It was sort of like an element of automatic writing. Automatic writing is when you channel psychic messages into the writing that you compose. And that's what this particular lady did. I mean, my family had always had a connection to mysticism. My mom participated in mysticism, and my grandmother did as well. Both of them read cards. But we also held on to our Catholic roots as well somehow. I guess, basically the way it was in the old country. But so this woman gives me a reading and tells me specific details about what was going to be going on in my life. Told me that I had a psychic gift myself, and at some point in time, later on down the road, at a later point in my life, that I was going to own a metaphysical shop, a holistic center, not unlike the one that I was getting a reading in. At the time, I was really not into mysticism or in a point where I was really understanding what my gift was at that point. It wasn't until a series of events that happened in the following years that I stumbled upon people that were able to help guide me and direct me on my quest for knowledge in reference to learning about what my gift meant. And then eventually, just like the prophecy said, back in 1992, I wound up with my own metaphysical shop later on down the road. After numerous classes and seminars and various teachers and mentors that I had throughout the course of my career as a psychic. I'm sorry, I went on for a little long there.
That's okay. Uh-oh. Are you still there? Oh, I think we lost you.
Is there
there.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, you went away again.
Okay.
There.
Okay. And I don't even think we're in a Mercury retro here.
Oh, gosh, no. I hate Mercury in retrograde. In my business, it's like the worst thing. So you, through a series of events you found, and then you had different mentors that helped you develop your psychic powers, right?
Yep, absolutely. And I was part of a spiritualist church organization for a very long time. Actually served as a member of the clergy and such, and it was that in and of itself was really a great teacher to me. I really can't say that there was one specific mentor that sticks out in my mind, but I had many various original elders of the organization were a big inspiration to me and such. And then I decided, that it was time to get this out into the public here. And back in 2012, me and my wife rented a building and started conducting readings out of it. And that's our facility now, New Beginnings Holistic Center. So I mean, it came to pass very much like the lady that gave me the reading in 1992 told me. So many a times, when you associate yourself with the world of mysticism, you find out that you have gifts you didn't even know you had.
Right. That's funny, isn't it? How that happens. Yeah. We were just talking about that today. I've been wanting to take Reiki for probably at least 15 years, at least. But I never found anybody that I felt comfortable taking it from. And don't ask me why. It's just that feeling, in your gut. And I had a couple people that wanted to teach me, and I said, that's okay. And I knew one day I would find my teacher, and it was Cassie. And it's funny how things work out. And I can't even, honestly, I don't even remember how we met. Do you?
No, actually, I don't. My memory is jarred on that. I mean, I think we did a party for a friend of yours, but
I remember.
Yeah.
I was looking for a psychic to be on the show, and this one person that I was talking to said, I can't do it, but call Christopher.
Okay.
And I called you just out of the blue, and that's been 3 years ago.
Oh, at least. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't know why that came to me, because it just seems like I've known you for a long time, known you guys for a long time. Yes, and then you did do that party. We, up until that party, you and I had just spoken on the phone. We hadn't even actually met until that day.
That's right.
So that was kind of fun. Anyway, I really like you guys. You're really nice. You're really fun. You're sincere. You're authentic. You love what you do, and you both do it very well. And I know that we wanted to talk about 2017. Were we going to talk about that tonight? Or after the first of the year?
Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
Okay, cool. So what do you see? What do you see coming?
It's an interesting year that we have coming up here. It's the start of a new chapter on a global level, because in and of itself, the year 2017 on a numerological level indicates a number 1. So what we've gone through in 2016 has been a number 9 year, where there are changes and endings of chapters and such. And usually when you come up to a number 1 year, you find the beginning of a new start, the start of new beginnings, if you will, that occur during that year. Now, of course, we're starting it with a new president and such. So that is an indicator of a number 1 year. I did foresee a lot of new innovations and such coming up this year. Things on a technological level that I believe are going to have some sort of revolutionizing of technology. I'm not sure exactly what they were. There were a few things along the lines of breakthroughs as far as education are concerned as well. You see, more so than not, what I use in reference to making prophecies like this is a form of numerology. It's actually a form of numerology that stems back from ancient Babylonia. Unlike westernized numerology, you don't pay the same regard to the double-digit numbers like 11, 22, 33. You actually break down all of the compound numbers to a single digit. So in Babylonian numerology, you only have 1 through 9. You don't have the other numerals in reference to, say, what your birth path would be or what the value of a year would be. But yeah, there's definitely a changing of values that's going to be going on this coming year in reference to what I feel. On a global level, I think we're going to wind up finding new starts to different alliances that are going to be happening around the globe. And I think that's going to affect us on a domestic level as well.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. I mean, everything doesn't come without its challenges and such. I don't want to be too